Hello, children of God. I'm so glad you could join me today as we get together and talk about a road to Emmaus. But first, we'll do our Faith Five. We have to share our highs and lows. We have to read, talk, pray, and bless. So highs and lows. My high today is that staying at home is working. Not as many people are getting sick. Not as many people are having to go to the hospital. That means that us staying home is worth it, and that's an awesome thing. My low is, well, today is supposed to be the last day of Sunday school, if we were in Sunday school at church. So you'll have to let me know if you want to keep doing these videos during the summer too, because I'd be happy to do them. Well, that's my high and low. Let me know what your highs and lows are. I'd love to pray for you. Today's story, as I said, is about the road to Emmaus. Now, Emmaus is about 7 miles away from Jerusalem. This story takes place after Jesus has died. And, well, 2 of his disciples are walking on the road, leaving Jerusalem. 3 days after Jesus died, Cleopas and his friend were slowly walking down the road to Emmaus. They were walking slowly because they felt very sad. Why did Jesus have to die? They wondered. After a while, a stranger began to walk alongside them. The stranger was really Jesus, but Cleopas and his friend didn't know it. "What are you talking about?" asked the stranger. The men looked at each other. "Are you the only person in town who doesn't know what just happened?" they asked. They told the stranger what had happened with Jesus. Jesus was a great teacher, Cleopas said. "We hoped he was the one God promised would save the world, but instead, he died on a cross. We took Jesus' body down and put it in a tomb. This morning, some of our friends went to the tomb, but Jesus' body was gone. Well, they said that there was an angel there instead. Then the angel told our friends that Jesus is alive, but, I don't know." "Stop being so silly," the stranger said. "Come on, how many times do you need to hear this? It was God's plan for Jesus to die and to become alive again to save the world." Well, by now they were almost to Emmaus, and Cleopas invited the stranger, Jesus, to stay for dinner. During dinner, the stranger picked up a loaf of bread, broke it, blessed it, and gave it to each man to eat. All of a sudden, Cleopas and his friend recognized the stranger. It was Jesus. But then Jesus disappeared. Cleopas and his friend jumped up, ran around from the room, and went to tell the rest of Jesus' disciples that Jesus was really alive. God kept another promise. Can you imagine? I mean, now that we've shared our highs and lows and read, we can talk about how shocking this must be. I mean, really shocking that Jesus was with them. And do you know when they go back to Jerusalem to tell all of Jesus' disciples, Jesus had been there too. Jesus, fully human and fully divine. And that's how Jesus could be in more than one place at a time. Jesus is fully divine. That's how Jesus can be with me here and you in your house and Pastor Paul in his house all at the same time because Jesus is divine. I mean, have you ever had your parents have to leave and be on a trip somewhere? And you talk to them at night and you're like, "I really wish you could be here, Mom." And she's like, "I wish I could be there too, but I can't be 2 places at once." Jesus can. Jesus is with us always. And that's really, really good news. Jesus, with you, with me, wherever we are. That's the power of the resurrection and the love of God to know that we are never, ever alone. Well, we've shared our highs and lows. We've read the story and talked about it. I guess it's time to pray. Will you pray with me? Dear Jesus, thank you for being with us, even when we are in different places. Help our friends and family know that our love is with them, even when they are in different places. Amen. Share, read, talk, pray, bless. If you're by yourself, make the sign of the cross on your forehead. If you're with your family, you can do the sign of the cross on their hands or on their foreheads or in the space between them. And I'll go ahead and do it in the space between me. And the blessing today is, let us love one another, just as Jesus did. Let us love one another. Let us love one another. That's our blessing today. And you're a blessing to me today. Thank you for joining me.